I really was slipping. And that leads me into my next talk of the channel. It is mentality. It matters. Mentality, let's just break it down. You have the ability, you have the ability part of mentality, which is the state of, to me. That's what it means to me. Whenever you add that part to a word, it means that it's a state. It's like a flow state, capability. You know what I mean? It's a state that you're in. And then let's take it to the other side of that word. We have mental. It really is a mental game. One thing that I started to know, or at least notice when I was dancing, was showing up was half the work. But most importantly, it was a mental game. People think that dancing is when you take it very serious, you think it's a very physical, I don't even want to call it a sport or an art form. It is an art form, but it's like a martial arts. You learn and master yourself within that form of expression or learning or process. And so that mentality that you go into with that means everything. It's only like that dancing mentality is about 70% of that work. I'd say 30% of your physical, right? And you're in there every day, 5-6 hours a week, doing what you got to do. But that 70% is all mental. And there's a couple things I want to talk about when it comes to mentality. One is you have to practice unlearning and relearning, right? Because what was right for then might not be right for now, and vice versa. What you needed to know, or how you needed to do what you were doing or practicing, even if it was in cycles, that could have been okay for then, and it might not be okay for now, right? So we got to look at that point of view. When you're focused on something, you understand that change happens. When you set up a plan, if you're trying to succeed something, if you have goals, you have to understand that what you dream is there. Now, what you think the path of what you're going towards in that dream, you think you're going to go straight for it. But let me tell you, you have to reset. When you have your maps on and you zoom out or whatever, and then you have to recenter, you have to recenter every single day. When it comes down to mentality, you have to be on top of your game, and you have to be will has a part of mentality. You have to be willing to sharpen yourself every single day. It's about mastering self. Yes, it's physical. Yes, it's spiritual. But you also have to have the mentality to do what you want to do. Because, sorry, I'm still processing the food I just ate. Because knowing you're going to go somewhere and different things try to distract you, or different things have to push you to the side, or you might have to get focused on something else for a moment. Don't lose the focus of being who you are now and who you are then. Know that you're going to have to change to get there. You're going to have to let go of the person you were and the person that you are in order to become the person you want to be, have to be, need to be. That's so important. And people might be like, oh, you changed up. You're not the same anymore. Or, duh, I'm supposed to develop. I'm supposed to become stronger. I'm supposed to grow. I'm supposed to, for myself, most importantly. Yes, for my family. Yes, for my loved ones. Yes, for my friends, the true ones. But for myself, most importantly, I'm supposed to be the highest version of myself that I can be, so that I know that I'm there for me. And it is about accountability. But the only way that you can become the most accountable version of yourself is by having the mentality to accomplish that. And you have to be willing and ready to do what it takes to get where you got to go. I'm not saying sell yourself out. I'm not saying lose yourself along the way. I'm saying make sure that you are a version of yourself. There's who we become. That's most importantly. But I want to tell you a story, right? There's a story of the version of stuff that you need to become. One, what we say and what we think create and control who we are. I'm going to tell you guys this story, right? It's about two lumberjacks in the woods, and they're cutting down trees and everything. And they get to about lunchtime, and both of them leave, and then they come back, and they start chopping things down. And one lumberjack's realizing that the other one is chopping down the trees more. He's like, I don't understand. We do the same amount of work in the same amount of time, but you're cutting down more trees than I am. And he said, listen, I'm going home to sharpen my axe. You need to be and this isn't talking about hustle culture, not at all. This is talking about making yourself the best version of yourself that you need to become to accomplish that, right? So I want to tell you guys another story. Not even a story, it's more of in resemblance. everybody feels like they're going through it alone. And that's what makes us all the same, really, is that we have to go on this journey alone in order to become the person that we're not yet. You have to choose. Am I going to sacrifice these weekend nights for work? Or am I going to sacrifice 4 years to go study at a university? Or am I going to sacrifice working for free under somebody for so long, right? You have these choices so that you can become who you need to be. And that takes the mindset. And I'm not talking about temporary motivation. I'm not talking about being like, oh, I did a whole week's worth and I feel great. And then you fall off at the end, how I skipped 8 days. I skipped 8 days. That's the facts. I skipped 8 days. But now I'm coming back harder. Now I come back stronger because I'm going to sharpen myself. I have the mentality to get this done. I'm studying. How can we monetize this? How can I get in a position to where not only you guys as the audience, but me feel comfortable about giving you the best that I can. And I might not be where I want to be in order to give you guys the best visuals, give you guys I'm doing it in my car during my lunch break at work. That's where it's able to fit in right now, where I'm able to talk to you guys. But we're going to get this shit done. We're going to knock this shit out. It's going to be good. And we're going to keep building. Because every person who knocks into the stone, those artists that create sculptors, they see the image. You got to be able to see the image as sharp as you can and as long as you can, because nobody's going to understand what you see. And most importantly, nobody's going to put in the work, but you got to do it. I got to do it. We got to do this. We got to put in the work. It's not that complicated. Us as humans overcomplicate things. It's very simple. It's just hard work. You have to show up and do it. And this is what I'm doing in these videos. Hopefully the video comes out today very well. I hope so. I got these hats. If you guys like them, let me know. Comment below. I'm going to make sure that y'all have an amazing energy. I'm going to bring the energy. You're going to bring the energy. Comment back. Let me know there's a community out there. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, only you can do this. Put in the work. Have the mentality. Show up for yourself, if not anything else. Make sure that you're the one that's reliable for yourself.